right. But the whole idea of this is people that would take this approach would say that, you know, HTML, CSS, JavaScript are standards. Standards are a good thing. And I don't want to have in-house a web developer to do my web page and to do my mobile site. A developer that knows iOS stuff, that knows the Apple side of things. A developer that knows the Android side of things, or maybe these other versions as well. If, however, you have a great HTML5 programmer, they can go and they can create this application, and using PhoneGap, they can go and build, based on their HTML5 code, they can do that. Now, the one thing I played around with a little bit, and I wasn't successful about, is this is just a very vanilla HTML5 page. This is what I'd expect you to do for your assignment. Just do something very simple like this. But there is what is the name of it? There is a tool set that allows you, there's an API that allows you to connect to the aspects of the device, like the camera is Cordova. That's what it is. That's a JavaScript API that allows you to connect to and manipulate like an Android phone camera associated with it, or the sensor, or other aspects of it. Now, I played around with that, trying to get a little camera application work. I wasn't able to get that working, so I won't be demonstrating that today. I'm not sure if I have the wrong version of Android, or I did something wrong in the build process, or whatever. All right, I was able to create the application, but the application just sits there looking at you. It doesn't do what you'd hope it to do.
Did you get that Cordova to actually work though?
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't.
You just haven't pinpointed what was the problem yet?
No, I have not. Right. Right. You're supposed to be able to keep in mind, and I'll go back to this. Keep in mind the whole beauty of using the build PhoneGap is that there's nothing from the PhoneGap side that you need to download. All right? All of the native Android stuff, all of the framework in the PhoneGap and in Cordova lives out in the cloud. So you don't have to have that on there. You know, you don't have to have all these different versions of things to do that. You can, it's housed out there and you build it in the cloud. Again, just the basic idea of why it's good to have cloud stuff. You don't have to deploy stuff to the client. You don't have to have much stuff on this side. Really, the only thing we had to install was this GitHub, simply to be able to create a repository, because this guy needs GitHub repositories. All right, since I wouldn't say GitHub is like a standard, but since GitHub is very popular, it's used in conjunction with this particular tool. Go ahead.
After you, like I said, you took the map page and you converted it. Mm-hmm. After you now have this, series of conversions, each one for a particular device, how do you install them for a particular device? Because, for example, if I want to get to the map page, I know how to type in the full web address to get there. But now that I have the Android map, how do I install it? How do I get there? For those of us who don't have a Droid or don't have a particular device, I'm just wondering how we would acquire it, install it, get to it. If someone brought me an Android right now, how would I bring it up, so to speak?
Well, I think you're asking a couple of questions. Let me try to answer them. First off, if you don't have a device, you can install an emulator on your local machine. Okay. So you could do that. That's one thing that you could do. If you do have a device, how would you go and install that? Well, what you could do is you could actually just... Pardon me? Yeah. You could just point people to this page. Say, hey, you want to install it? Go to this page. And again, if they have the QR tool, All they have to do essentially is take a picture of this guy, and that installs it. Or they can go and download it. The one thing I did not do is, it did talk about that these are App Store ready. So you should be able to, there should be a way to hook this and deploy this to like the Google Play Store. I didn't play around with that though. All right, but then you'd install it just like you'd install any Android app. All right, you'd be able to, again, you'd either be able to give people this page, all right, or you'd be able to, however you wanted to, just get them that APK file. Before I noticed the QR thing there, I just emailed that APK file myself. You know, so if you're like distributing something, you know, internally, you know, you just give people that APK file. Or you could take that APK file and download it and then upload it to the Google Store, the Google Play Store.
Could you have a normal web page that you have links to these various?
Yeah, this is a normal web page, right?
Oh.
And it has yeah, this is just within a browser, and it has links to the different things. So yeah, absolutely.
So what if you click on, like say the Android right there, would that download the APK, which can be
Yeah.
transferred over to Google?
Yeah, if I did that, downloaded it, it's going to download the APK. All right. Of course, I can't open that on Windows, but it's been a while since I published an application in the Google Store. But you need the APK. You need some other things too. You need a couple of screenshots of it. You need an icon. So it's a little extra work to prep it to be able to be put on the Google Play Store. But it's not like tons of extra work.
You ever get an APK file to actually open up?
What do you mean to actually open up?
To view its contents?
Oh, no.
No? I did it over summertime, but it was a pain though. There's a bunch of stuff you gotta download.
Other questions? But yeah, I mean, as far as that goes, this has created the app for you. How you would get it to people? How do you get any apps to people? Through the App Store, having a website that you can that you can access and let them download the APK file. Now, again, what would I want to say? The Android platform is a little more open as far as you do it. I know on the Apple side, it has, you know, unless you've jailbroken your phone, you know, you have to go through iTunes to download it and all that. But with Android, you know, it's a little more open, so you could do some of these other things. Again, I don't expect you to be able to go downstairs and whip through this. You have your task for this week, which is to kind of create a little tutorial about this. Your task for next week is to take some HTML5 page or pages that you have and do essentially what I did today. All right? And I can coach you through that process. I'm not 100% sure what we're doing next week, but I do plan on having like some work time in there. Maybe a lot of work time.
So for right now, you want us to focus on the content of explaining this in a traditional HTML page?
I don't know if it's a traditional on a mobile web page, on a jQuery mobile web page. Yeah.
If you can you try to pull one of those files from the repository?
Oh, like to go through the checkout process?
Yeah, just so I can see how you do it.
Yeah, let's see. All right, so I would go. here I am. I'll go into this repository, and I'll click pull request. Oops, master's already date with master. Okay. So that's telling me that I'm already in sync. So let's go in and make an alteration. Let's go and make an alteration of that page. All right, so I didn't pull it. Let's go here. And let's go in and edit this with Notepad. And then I will do something like I'll add an H1 tag or something on the beginning of it. It notes that there's one file to be committed. I can go and commit that. And I can sync it.
So you have to make the pull request before you can.
You know, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. That's something maybe you can review the documentation. Given I was the only one like doing stuff on this, you know, I didn't go through the process of like having two people go and do it at the same time. So it's hard to say. But the purpose of this is to manage that kind of thing if two people were working on it. Now I should be able to go and then rebuild the application. So I synced that up. Let's go back to build. PhoneGap. I'm going to uninstall it off of my phone. And again, if you put like icon files in there, we'll use that icon. I haven't, again, messed with that. All right, I can go there. Oops. I'll rebuild it. Yeah, you have to have a key to do the iPhone development. I believe it will generate a key if you for Android. So it's doing its thing. We'll go and reinstall it. It's going to download. Maybe. Or not. There we go. It downloaded it. We go to my downloads. reinstall it. And now we have our app, except there should be an H1 on top of it. And there isn't. I wonder if I needed to refresh that to get the new icon. Let's try one more time. You can do all this, by the way, in lab if you don't have an Android device. Done something wrong because I'm still not getting the H1.
Did you sync it? Remember to sync
I
it?
thought I did. It says it's sync. Oh, binary file. Let's try one last time. If this doesn't work, we're just going to give up and go home. Oops. There is more documentation to GitHub that I didn't really review. I just did enough just to get this up there. Oops. So I'm sure I did something wrong in making those updates, but we'll try it last time. Oh, I probably should build it again. you're going to do updates, that's something you'd need to review to see what piece I'm missing on that. All right. Questions before we break for lab?
So we're going to technically convert what we create on Monday in terms of getting our page into actual applications such as these.
Yeah, if it's wrapped up Monday, yeah, we can do it Monday. Yep. We can work on that together. But, I mean, if you're ready tonight, we could do it tonight. If you wanted to, you could do it with, a practice app that you had if you just want to go through the mechanism of doing that. That's welcome too. But other questions?